just got to begin to chase a dream that is bigger than you.
Hi, I'm Stacy Kennedy, registered dietitian and licensed nutritionist, joining you here on the Be Well platform this summer to talk all about social wellness. So we're going to discuss nutrition and getting ready for a healthy and happy summer. It's kind of in the full swing of things right now, and there's some tips here that will be helpful to all of you. So as we think about getting ready or already being in the middle of enjoying a healthy and fun summer, there's some ways that we can support our own wellness as well as the wellness of everybody around us. And we want to do this by creating balance, avoiding crash diets, which really can be very tempting during the summer months. Kind of diet culture is everywhere when you look online, on TV, social media. So we're going to break that down a little bit, but diet culture mentality can be ineffective for your goals, but also stressful for yourself and for those around you. And then instead, we're going to focus on making those habit shifts so that you can reach your goals, but do so in a healthy and a happy way that supports that idea of social wellness and well-being. So let's think a little bit about, the kind of happy summer process where you're going to be outside a lot. So we need vitamin D. Vitamin D is a vitamin. It's actually a hormone. All the cells in our body benefit from vitamin D. And when vitamin D levels are low, it can negatively impact immunity, energy levels, among many other aspects related to disease risk and aging. So we want to make sure we have a healthy level of vitamin D. So about 10 to 15 minutes in the sun without sunscreen, even just on your hands and face, is sufficient in summer months to support healthy vitamin D level. The sun essentially activates the vitamin D that is inactive through our skin, and that goes to our kidney, and boom, we've got active vitamin D. Now, some people should not even have that degree of sun exposure. You definitely want to remember to put that sunscreen on for skin cancer prevention. Or if you're photosensitive, you can take a vitamin D supplement. So ask your doctor for a blood test, find out if you need a supplement, or if 10 or 15 minutes outside without sunscreen is sufficient and your blood level is stable. In terms of sunscreen, it is important to look at the ingredients. And again, think about that kind of social well-being, right? So what are some healthy products to have in the marketplace that you want to support that are effective and maybe a little cleaner in terms of some of the toxins that can get into your skin? So a zinc-based sunscreen is a great idea. There are many brands out there. That mineral can really help to naturally protect you from the sun. So again, as I mentioned, whether or not you should take vitamin D is sort of a personal health decision. Like I said, get a blood test. Many of the non-dairy milks are fortified with calcium and vitamin D. So just check on the nutrition facts panel to find out about yours. Now, another part of social well-being in the summer are barbecues, cookouts, picnics. So these get-togethers are so much fun. You need to bring the bug spray, you need to bring your sunscreen, be ready to have a good time. But in terms of grilling, whether you're just making family dinner at home or dinner for yourself or your roommates, or you're at like a huge reunion or big picnic, grilling is something that can be healthy in terms of often a lower fat way of preparing meats and other foods. But when animal protein of any kind, so whether it's chicken or red meats or processed meat like kielbasa, sausage, things like that, whenever they're charred and blackened, that blackened char part is actually carcinogenic. The other way that carcinogens can form from grilling is when the fat from the meat drips to the coals or to the heat source of any kind, and kind of that steam sort of rises back up. There's some toxins that are formed from that fat touching the high heat and changing its chemical structure that can redeposit into the meat. So this probably all sounds really stressful when we're talking about wellness, but there's some things that you can do. So number one, if you char vegetables or tofu, you do not form those same carcinogens that come from the animal protein structure interacting with the high heat. So char that broccoli, char those peppers, char those onions to your heart's content and enjoy that flavor. For the chicken, for the fish, for the red meat, you do want to kind of flip often to prevent burning, maybe pre-cook in the microwave, use more of an acidic marinade because the more sugary kind of barbecue sauce, sugar type marinades are going to burn. If you're using a more sugary marinade, just put it on more at the end instead of at the beginning, and try to keep your red meat intake under 18 ounces or even 11 ounces a week. Try to limit those processed meats to maybe once or twice a week. That's just kind of an overall way of lowering your cancer risk and still getting to enjoy time at the healthy barbecue and grilling. So these are some more tips from the Dana-Farber Cancer Institute. And again, I kind of touched on all of these, but you can check them out and read them in further detail. Okay, what about alcohol? That sort of goes hand in hand with summer get-togethers and well-being and good times. However, excessive amounts of alcohol, which really can be defined in a number of ways, right? Those sort of personally, what do you feel is your goal versus kind of the technical, less than 1 drink a day for women, less than 2 a day for men. But if you're dealing with low energy, if you're going through midlife, if you are looking to either lose a little bit of weight or avoid gaining weight over the summer, you're probably going to want to back down off the alcohol even more than those 1 or 2 drink a day limits. Same thing with cancer risk. If you're looking to lower that, kind of have less. But in terms of metabolism, you know, the older we get, the more of a negative impact alcohol can really have on fluid retention, kind of that lethargy where it's hard to make healthy foods and get active the next day. But even just from a kind of calorie and fat storage point of view, the more days you give yourself with like a streak, the better. So, you know, try not to drink every day in the summer, try to really kind of limit to 1 or 2 drinks, you know, a couple nights a week. It's really going to help you to feel better. And socially, there are a ton of ways to still have fun. And so mocktails are a big thing now, and you'll probably see some of these at your summer barbecue. You can certainly bring them to your summer barbecue and it would be welcome. So there are brands that you can buy. I listed a couple here, but you can also make these drinks and they're delicious. And then if people want to add some kind of spirit to them, they certainly could. Here's an example of one that uses base that can be kind of fizzy. So kombucha is a fermented probiotic drink. You could use seltzer, sparkling kind of water. You can use some fresh juice, some fresh fruit. There's a lot of delicious herbs like mint. You could put ginger in. So tons of mocktail recipes, certainly something I would encourage you to check out when you're thinking about wellness for yourself over the summer. So exercise is something else that we want to really strive for, and summer weather can be a perfect time. You can hear the people at the beach having a great time, but it can also be really hot. So be sure to stay well hydrated when you're active outside in the summer. You might want to choose an electrolyte drink. So there are lots of really healthy, clean products, and eating some fruit or having something like cucumbers with a pinch of salt and olive oil and lemon can be super refreshing and rehydrating as well. But exercise in terms of amounts, you want to get a minimum of 7,000 steps a day is ideal. 10,000 could be even better, but a lot of the research is showing at least 7. Kind of being active throughout the day intermittently, not just like a weekend warrior or a couple times a week. And then looking for that minimum base of 150 minutes would be another way to consider it. And, you know, try something fun in the summer, and it can be very social. That idea of social wellness. You can do stand-up paddleboarding. You can go on a walk or a run on the beach with some friends or family. You could go on a bike ride. You know, do something different. Kind of branch out. Do some outdoor yoga or outdoor tai chi. Mix it up and have some fun, and do it with other people. So I'm going to walk you step by step through some healthy summer meals. We're going to look at how to build your own salad, how to build your own smoothie. Two very common things. You probably have your own favorite go-to recipes, so please share them on the platform with everyone. But this is just to give you some fresh ideas. So salads can be light, they can be nourishing, they're great for meal prep and highly customizable. So what should go in the base? It could be a whole grain. Now, a lot of people, we are going to talk about diet culture. They really make that mistake of going too low on carbs. You need the fiber, you need the nutrients, and that satisfaction that's going to come from having that healthy kind of starch. So I think that avoiding it altogether tends to be a mistake when you look at the effectiveness of weight management. You need a little bit of this food and this kind of nutrient in your diet to really be successful in the long term. So fight the urge to toss out all the quinoa and brown rice and have a little bit. You can also go for some legumes, right? They're high in protein and they also are going to give you that healthy fiber, healthy carbohydrate. So there's some grain ideas here. Some are gluten-free, some are not. They're all whole grain and healthy. So I've listed them out. Other things, obviously, for the base of a salad would include greens. So it could be kale, spinach, any kind of lettuce. There are so many in abundance at your farmer's market, in your garden, or at your local store. You could also throw in some chickpea rice, cauliflower rice for a little bit of an alternative, or mix that with the brown or wild rice or quinoa. So again, you get the B vitamins and the fiber from the whole grain, but you keep it light with kind of that vegetable bulk on the base. Now you for sure need to add some veggies in there. And again, these are just some fun ideas. There are tons of vegetables out there and so many in season this time of year. So look for the rainbow, look for some texture. Do you want soft? Do you want crunchy? Do you want like a bright color? Do you want something super watery and refreshing like jicama? Or you could stir fry some celery root would be delicious. So really go ahead and try something new. The broccoli stalk is delicious to grill or put in your air fryer or roast in the oven. And again, it gives you like a different texture, different flavor than the floret or the top of the broccoli. Now your salad needs protein. Omitting protein is a big mistake. A lot of women or particular women will tend to make, especially in middle age. So plant-based is awesome. You want to reach for some plant-based proteins or include some healthy lean protein like fish or chicken, which are listed here. Tofu is great. Eggs are fantastic. Again, these can all go in your salad, either made fresh or as a leftover from dinner the night before. Peas are an excellent source. You could try something new like nutritional yeast, which is kind of cheesy flavored, high in protein and vitamin B12 that's vegan. Falafel is kind of fun. You can make it baked or kind of in your air fryer instead of like deep fried. Roasted chickpeas, nuts, seeds. So really start to branch out and increase the variety and diversity of the proteins that you have in your salad. And then healthy fats. This is going to round out the satisfaction or satiation and give you important nutrients that you need that are found in these foods with healthy fats. So it might be potassium, might be omega-3, it might be calcium, etc. There are lots of options here, and you do want to include just a little bit into your salad. Okay, and then looking for healthy salad dressing, make your own, use just like some lemon or any kind of vinegar that you like and a good quality olive oil. And often the dips, if you're putting hummus or beet dip or pesto in your salad, it's probably going to work well enough as a dressing that you don't need to add additional dressing on top of that. Okay, let's run through quickly how to make some smoothies and juices. Again, lots of options here, perfect for summer. And these are all things that are good to share. So bring that salad with you to your potluck, to your picnic. Bring some fresh juices or smoothies. You can do popsicles out of these for something fun for the kids or something fun to bring, again, for that next time that you're going to a barbecue. So your smoothie is going to start with the liquid. It could be boring like water, I guess, which is hydrating, or you could use one of these options here. If you're choosing a non-dairy milk, get unsweetened. And if you're using a juice, make sure it's 100%, and that you probably should dilute with water. And really the fresh or frozen fruits are probably enough. You can probably get away with something else as a base. Coconut water is a great idea, again, unsweetened, to get those electrolytes. Now you're going to add in a whole variety of frozen or fresh fruits and veggies. So it could be something like avocado or spinach, kale. You could do beets, cauliflower rice, or like frozen cauliflower. Actually, can make a smoothie kind of creamy. Sounds weird, but I encourage you to try something new and something different. Now you can add more things, like you can add cucumber, that's going to give it more liquid. You could add any kind of other sort of fruit, like a peach or a plum, banana, persimmon, really kind of break the mold on that typical smoothie. And then some protein, whether it's protein powder, it could be whey, it could be pea-based protein. Look for something ideally without a lot of added sugar, without artificial sweeteners, especially, and without too much stuff in it, for lack of a better word. Like, I like to use an unflavored pea protein that's organic, and that's the only ingredient is organic yellow peas. It's a great way to get that plant-based protein into all of our diets in my family, and it's versatile. But that's me. You can try whatever kind you like, but I would encourage you to read the labels so you can look to avoid those artificial ingredients or excessive things that tend to pop up in protein powders. And then superfoods, add some spices, seasoning into your smoothie, and it's going to be delicious. And again, give you more value in terms of the nutrition. So that might be spirulina, which is like that green algae. And so that's got a ton of antioxidants and even protein, selenium, which is a mineral for your thyroid, for metabolism. You could do cinnamon, helps balance blood sugar, ginger. I mean, all kinds of cool stuff. Collagen, matcha, cacao, make it a little chocolatey. So you've got lots of choices here. And again, as I mentioned, in terms of choosing a protein powder, there are lots of options out there. Just look for something that has what you want. So fiber maybe would be nice too, but for sure that protein, you want to really focus on the ingredients. Don't just look at the nutrition facts panel, actually read the ingredients. So I mentioned about diet culture, and if I can share one idea around social wellness and just your own well-being, but definitely if you have kids or to your friends and your family around you, letting go of what we call diet culture is hard, but really valuable work. So it's getting back in touch with your own intuitive sense of hunger, of fullness, of satisfaction, of cravings, and really kind of avoiding the tendencies to be overly restrictive or kind of go on this sort of crash course thinking it's a short-term fix. It's not. It will backfire. You will ultimately end up struggling more with weight management and metabolism and energy and immunity. So it doesn't work and it's miserable. I don't know if that is enough convincing, but here's a little bit more information. So our society does tend to value things like lower weight, a certain kind of shape or size instead of health. And again, this is totally a shifting paradigm. A lot of people are catching on and getting much better about this, but many people in a larger body who are exhibiting healthy behaviors, focusing on healthy behaviors, can experience what's called weight stigma. So it can be at a health provider's appointment, a doctor's office, physical therapy, people giving you unsolicited advice like, oh, have you ever thought of losing weight? Or you might be healthier if you lost a few pounds. It can be really hurtful and damaging. It's not helpful. So if you're the victim of that, you hear that, really do your best to try to stay grounded and understand that this whole thing is hopefully shifting sooner rather than later, but that it really comes from a place of misunderstanding the data and the evidence, and unfortunately really comes off in a negative personal way. So doing your best to try to kind of process that in a different light, and talk to someone about it, because experiencing weight stigma can really accumulate as trauma. So don't dismiss it, but at the same time for yourself, don't participate in it, right? So what does that mean? What is diet culture? Diet culture is like when you say things like, oh, it's so bad, but I really want a milkshake. Or I've been so bad, I went to Dairy Queen with my kids and had some ice cream. It's not bad, it's summer. Enjoy what you want, right? You're a grown-up and you can make your own decision of what you want to eat, and it doesn't define you, and it's not going to sabotage your effort. or make or break any situation, right? We want to take the taboo, take the allure out of these cravings so that we can start to overcome them. Other things for diet culture, it's about labeling really good or bad, or, I need to focus on clean eating to lose weight or go low carb to lose weight. These are all different diets, which we know are ultimately not going to work. And for your kids to hear you talk about yourself in this way, or anyone around you, it really can start to negatively influence their own body image and confidence and mental well-being. So think about those around you as another way to socialize the well-being aspect of ditching diet culture. So we want to create food values, not rules, right? So what is culturally appealing? What do you like? Why do you like it? And kind of honoring that. You don't have to eat perfectly to be healthy. In fact, that's not healthy. There's no such thing. And it's really about how do you feel when you eat certain foods, what works for you, what makes you feel good about yourself and in your own skin. So we want to focus on the nourishment and enjoyment of eating. And that's how we can break through diet culture. So we want to think about, oh, it's another day. Let's go have another adventure and really enjoy this time of year and embrace it. So I challenge each of you to pick up at least one new healthy habit this summer. So of the things we've just been discussing, what is appealing to you? What do you think you can realistically do most days for the summer? Is it going on a walk? Is it doing a plank? Is it doing a few push-ups? Is it having at least 2 fruits every day, or 3 vegetables, or ideally 5 vegetables and 2 fruits, kind of working up to that. Who knows? It could be meditation or doing some mindful breathing. There's so many healthy habits. Maybe it's going to your farmer's market or planting an herb garden or growing an aloe plant. Lots and lots of ideas. So here's some others for you as well. So maybe yoga or hiking would be a great adventure. Hydration every day during the summer. Really use this time to solidify this healthy habit that also supports you from reducing your cravings and supporting your metabolism. So, and energy, of course. So get a lot of water, get those electrolytes, get that fresh juice or fresh smoothies. Cutting down on caffeine is going to really help, particularly in the summer. And then you can add like mint or all kinds of delicious things into your beverages. So I want to thank you so much for being here with me today. And I hope you have a wonderful summer and really enjoy the social aspect of this season. Thank you.